There's a moment so small it almost refuses to exist when a person you've known for years becomes unfamiliar. Not dramatically, not all at once, but subtly, like a sound shifting just slightly out of rhythm. And once you hear it, you can't unhear it. It started with her breathing. That's the first thing I noticed. Not her words, not her eyes, not even the way she avoided looking at me across the dinner table. Her breathing. It changed, slower, measured, as if each inhale was being calculated. One, rationed, one, controlled. I remember sitting there, chopsticks hovering midair, watching her chest rise and fall with an unnatural consistency. Too even, too intentional. It made my own breathing feel wrong, uneven, too loud, too desperate. I tried to match hers without thinking. I don't know why. Something in me needed to synchronize, to return to a shared rhythm, like we used to have back when silence wasn't something that pressed between us like a third presence. I inhale, too quickly. I slow it down. Exhale. No. Still wrong, she notices. Of course she notices. Her eyes flick up, not fully, not directly, just enough to register me. A glance that touches and retreats at the same time. And then she smiled. That smile. It doesn't reach anywhere. It sits on her lips like it was placed there manually, like someone else instructed her. Smile now. Maintain normality. You're not eating, she says. Her voice is soft. Too soft. There's a carefulness in it, like she's stepping over something invisible between us. I am, I reply. But I'm not. My hand hasn't moved. The food has gone cold. There's condensation on the glass of water beside her hand. A droplet forms at the rim, trembles. What? Then slides down slowly, leaving a thin trail like a quiet confession. I watch it all the way down. Anything to avoid looking at her again. Because every time I do, something feels. What? Off. Not wrong. Just. What? Shifted. Like a painting slightly misaligned on the wall. You've been quiet lately, she says. The words land gently, but they carry weight. Accusation disguised as concern. Or maybe concern disguised as something else. I look up. This time I meet her eyes. And there it is. That almost imperceptible delay before she holds my gaze. A fraction of a second too long. Like she had to decide whether to look at me. Or whether she should. I've always been quiet, I say. That's true. I've always been the quieter one. Observant. Measured. Careful. She used to say she liked that about me. Said it made her feel safe. But now the silence between us doesn't feel like safety. It feels like distance. Like something has stretched too far. What? And hasn't snapped yet, she laughed. A short sound. Too quick. I mean. What? Quieter than usual, there's a correction in her tone, a recalibration. She's adjusting herself in real time. And I can see it. I can see the adjustment. That's the problem. Before, everything she did felt natural. Now everything feels. What? Chosen. I nod. Just enough. I've been thinking, I say. That's also true. I've been thinking constantly. About her. About us. About the way her breathing changed. About the way she checks her phone when she thinks I'm not looking. About the way she locks it now. She never used to lock it. Not once. Now it's always face down. Green dark. Silent. But not invisible. Never invisible. What about, she asks. Her voice tightens slightly. Just a fraction. But I hear it. Of course I hear it. I don't know, I say. And I let the sentence hang. Incomplete. Because I want to see what she does with it. People reveal themselves in the spaces between words. In the unfinished. In the almost said, she waits. Just a second too long. Then she fills the silence. Work, she suggests. There it is. The first deflection. Safe territory. Predictable. I shake my head. No, a pause. Another one. Longer this time. I can feel it pressing against her. She shifts slightly in her chair. Her fingers tap once against the table. Then stop. Controlled again. Always controlled. Then what, she asks. And now there's something under it. Not fear. Not yet. But awareness. Like she's starting to sense that the ground isn't as stable as she thought. I look at her. Really look this time. At the way her lips are pressed just slightly tighter than usual. at the way her shoulders are held not relaxed, not tense, but in between, like she's waiting for something, at the way her eyes don't quite settle. And I realize something that doesn't feel like realization. It feels like confirmation. She's already somewhere else. Not physically, not yet, but mentally, emotionally. She's already left. You seem different, I say. Simple, direct, and I watch everything. There it happens. That microsecond of stillness, like a system freezing. Her eyes widen just a fraction, then narrow, then soft, all within less than a second. If I blinked, I would have missed it. But I don't blink. Not anymore. Different, she echoes. Buying time. Always buying time. I nod, and I don't elaborate. Because elaboration gives her something to work with, something to shape her response around. I want the raw version, the unfiltered one. She laughs again, a little longer this time. Practice. I don't think so, she says. But her hand moves, unconsciously, to her phone. Just a touch or reassurance, or a reflex. I follow the movement with my eyes. She notices. Of course she notices. Her hand retracts slightly. Too late. You're imagining things, she adds. And there it is. The first attempt to rewrite reality. Not aggressively. Not yet. But gently. Testing. I lean back in my chair. Slowly. Deliberately. And I feel something shift inside me. Not anger. Not sadness. Something colder. More precise. Maybe, I say. And I let that hang too. Because maybe I am. Maybe all of this is nothing. Maybe her breathing means nothing. Maybe the phone means nothing. Maybe the delay in her gaze is just fatigue, stress, life. But then her phone lights up. Just for a second, a notification, no sound. But light doesn't lie. Her eyes flick down instantly. Too fast, too instinctive. And then she doesn't pick it up. She doesn't move, she just, wait. As if pretending it didn't happen will erase it. I don't look at the screen. I don't need to. I'm watching her. And what she does next matters more than whatever message just arrived. 3 seconds. 4. 5. Her breathing changes again. Faster, no. Less controlled. Then she smiles. That same placed smile. I should check that, she says casually. Too casually. I nod. Of course, she picks up the phone. Turns it slightly away from me. Not fully. Just enough. Just enough to create a barrier, a line, a separation. Her eyes scan the screen. And there it is. That expression. That tiny shift. Something soft. Something private. Something that doesn't belong to me, she typed. Quickly. Efficiently. Like this isn't new. Like this is practice. I watch her fingers move. And I feel something tighten in my chest. Not pain. Not yet. Just pressure. Slowly build. Who is it? I ask. My voice is calm. Even. Controlled. Just like hers. She doesn't look up. Just a friend, just a friend. Such a small phrase, so convenient, so empty. I nod again. Because nodding is easy. Nodding doesn't require belief. What friend? I ask. Still calm. Still even. Now she looks up. And this time, well, she hesitates. That's when I know. Not suspect. Not assume. No. Why are you asking like that? She says. Deflection again. But sharper this time. Defensive. I tilt my head slightly. Like I'm considering her question. I'm just curious, silent. The room feels smaller. Or maybe it's just my perception narrowing. Focusing. Zooming in on every detail. Every breath. Every blink. You don't know him, she says finally. Him. Not them. Not a friend. Him. I repeat the word in my head. Over and over. Him. 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 Something inside me clicks into place. Not breaking. Aligning. I see, I say. And I do. I really do. Because this is exactly what I wanted. Not this moment. Not this pain. But this clarity. This undeniable, uneditable truth. She's already gone. But the real question isn't if she's leaving. The real question is how far she's willing to go. And that's when the thought fully forms. Not new. Not sudden. But finally. complete. I won't stop her. I won't confront her. I won't fight. I'll let it happen. No, I'll make it happen. I'll give her the opportunity. The perfect opportunity. And I'll what? Carefully, precisely, to see who she really is. Because if she's going to leave me for someone else, well, then I want to know exactly what she's choosing, and exactly what she's willing to become. Across the table, she's still looking at me, trying to read me, trying to understand what I'm thinking. I smile, gently, calmly, and for the first time that night, well, her breathing loses its rhythm completely. Good. Let's begin. The moment I smile, something fractures in her. Not visibly, not in a way anyone else would notice, but I feel it. The way you feel a shift in pressure before a storm actually breaks, silent, invisible, but undeniable. Her breathing doesn't recover. It doesn't go back to that controlled rhythm I had been watching so closely. Instead, it stutters, barely, but enough, and that's all I need. Because now I know something even more important than the fact that she's leaving. She's unsure. Not about him. Not about what she's doing. But about me. About what I know. About how much I see. And uncertainty is pressure. The kind that doesn't release. The kind that expands. I don't say anything else that night. That's the first decision. Silence, not passive, not empty, but deliberate. Engineered. Every word I don't say becomes weight she has to carry alone. We finished dinner like strangers, pretending to remember a shared language. Chopsticks clink softly against ceramic. Water is poured, swallowed, set down, all of it too loud in the quiet. At one point, she looks like she's about to speak. Her lips part slightly. Her throat moves. Then she stops. Something holds her back, or someone. Her phone lights up again. This time she doesn't reach for it immediately. She waits, as if waiting will make it less obvious. But it only makes it worse, because now she's aware of the performance. And awareness makes everything heavier. Are you not going to check it? I ask. Softly, almost kindly, she flinches. Barely. But I see it. I will, she says. But she doesn't. Not yet. I nod again. That same easy, meaningless nod. And I look away first this time. I give her space, not out of generosity, but because space invites action. 3 seconds, 4, 5. She picks up the phone, turns it slightly away. Again, the same angle, the same small barrier. Consistent, predictable. Her thumbs move faster now. Less hesitation, more urgency. I don't watch her face this time. I listen to the subtle shift in her breathing, to the way her chair creaks when she leans forward just a little, to the almost inaudible tap of her fingernails against the glass. Every detail, every signal. Because this is the middle. This is where things stretch, where nothing resolves, where everything builds. And I make a quiet promise to myself. I will not rush this. I will not break it. I will not give her an escape. I will let her choose, over and over again, until the choice becomes undeniable. That night when we go to bed, the air feels different, heavier, denser, like the room itself is aware. We lie side by side, not touching. There's space between us, not large, but significant, measured, intentional. I can hear her breathing again, still uneven, still trying to find rhythm. I close my eyes, not to sleep, but to listen. There's a subtle movement beside me, fabric shifting, a careful turn. Her back faces me now. This is new. She used to sleep facing me. Said she liked knowing I was there. Said it helped her rest. Now she turns away, and I realize something that feels almost amusing. She's already practicing absence. My chest tightens, just slightly, a reaction, a reflex. I breathe through it, slowly, deliberately, because this isn't about how I feel. Not anymore. This is about observation. Minutes pass, or maybe longer. Time doesn't move normally anymore. It stretches, loop, thickens, then a glow, faint, soft. Her phone. She thinks I'm asleep. I keep my breathing steady, even, controlled, matching what hers used to be. The glow reflects faintly against the wall, a shifting light. alive. Her fingers move, slowly this time, carefully, as if each message carries weight, as if each word matters. I imagine the conversation, not the content, but the tone, the pauses, the small hesitations, the way she might be smiling. That thought, that specific thought, does something to me. It's not anger. It's not even jealousy. It's displacement. Like I've been moved, replaced, edited out of something I didn't realize was still being writ. My mind starts to fill in gaps, images, possibilities, versions of her I haven't seen. And suddenly I don't know her. Not fully. Maybe I never did. That realization doesn't explode, it seeps. Slow, cold, persistent. Her breathing changes again. Quieter now. Softer. Comfort. Not with me. And something inside me shifts. Not breaking. Not collapsing. Reorganized. Because if she can become someone else without me noticing, well, then maybe I can too. The next morning feels artificial. Like a set. Light filters through the curtains in thin, pale strips. Dust particles drift slowly in the air. Everything looks normal. Too normal. She's already awake, sitting at the edge of the bed, looking at her phone. Of course she is. Morning, I say. My voice sounds unfamiliar. Even to me, she turns, smiles. That same placed smile. Morning, her eyes scan my face, searching, measuring. I let her. I give her nothing. I have to go out today, she says. Casual. Too casual. I nod. Work, a pause. Tiny. But there, no. What? Just meeting a friend, there it is again. That word. Friend. I sit up slowly. Stretch slightly. Normal movement. Routine. What time, I ask, she hesitates. Again. Not sure yet, not sure. But already decided. I nod. Of course I do. Okay, and that's it. No questions, no tension, no confrontation. And that's when it happens. Her eyes narrow just slightly. Confusion. Because this isn't how this is supposed to go. I'm supposed to ask more. Push. React. But I don't. And in that absence something grows. Doubt. Days pass. Or maybe they don't. Maybe it's all one continuous moment stretched thin across multiple scenes. She goes out more. Stays out longer. Her phone is never far from her. Her laughter changes, even when it's not directed at me, even when it's just a message. I what? Always what? And I begin to construct something. Quietly, carefully, an environment, a scenario, a test. Not dramatic, not obvious, subtle, because the truth doesn't reveal itself under pressure alone. It reveals itself when someone believes they're free. So I create freedom. I start working later, coming home less. I become distant, not cold, not hostile, just unavailable. And she notices. Of course she notices. You've been busy, she says one evening. I nod. I have, that's all, no explanation. She waits. I don't fill the silence. And slowly, very slowly, the balance shifts. Because now she's the one reaching. Just slightly. Everything okay? She asks. Concern or curiosity. Or something else. Yeah, I say. And I smile. And this time her breathing falters again. Good. Because now we're both uncertain. The opportunity presents itself quietly. Almost too quietly. I met someone, I tell her one night. The words sit between us. Still, heavy. She freezes. Just for a second. Then who? She asks. There's something new in her voice. Tension. I lean back. Casual. Relaxed. Just someone from work. I watch her closely. Her eyes search mine. Deeper this time. Are you? What? Close, she asks. Careful. Measured. I shrug. Not really a lie. Or maybe not. Because closeness is subjective. Silent. And then she nods. Okay, but it's not okay. I can see it. In the way her fingers tighten slightly. In the way her posture shifts. Something is happening. Not outside. Inside. The same thing that happened to me. Displacement. Days stretch further. The distance between us becomes something physical. Tangible. We move around each other like two people learning a new space. And then one night she says it. I think. What? We need to talk, of course we do. I nod. She sits across from me, just like before. Dinner table, same chairs, same space, but everything is different. Her breathing is uneven again. I've been feeling. What? Disconnected, she says. Disconnected. Such a soft word for something so sharp. I nod, encouraging, and I think, what? Maybe we've both changed, maybe. I don't respond, she waits. And then I met someone too, there it is. Not hidden anymore. Not a friend, someone. I feel something in my chest again. That tightening. But it doesn't grow, it stabilizes. Because this is the moment. The point where everything should become clear. But it doesn't. Because clarity isn't clean. Do you want to be with him, I ask. Direct. Simple, she hesitates. Longer this time. I don't know, she says. And I believe her. That's the problem. Because if she doesn't know, what? Then this wasn't about him. It was about something else. Something missing. Something I didn't see. Or something she couldn't name. The room feels smaller again. Or maybe I'm just noticing it more. What about you? She asks suddenly. What about me, the person you met? I think about it. Not the person, the question. I don't know either, I say. And that's the truth. Because somewhere along the way, what? This stopped being about her or him or anyone. It became about something inside me. Something that wanted to see, to understand, to confirm. And now that I have, what? There's nothing to hold on to. She looks at me. Really looks this time. Did you know, she asked. A dangerous question. I could lie. But lies feel, what? Unnecessary now. I suspected, I say. Her face changes. Not shock. Recognition. And you didn't say anything, I shake my head. Why? I search for the answer. Not the constructed one. The real one. I wanted to see what you would choose. The words feel heavier than I expected. They land. And something breaks. Not in her. In the space between us. That, what? Cruel, she says quietly. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. I don't respond. Because now I'm not sure what matters anymore. Silence stretches. Long. Uncomfortable. And then she laughed. Not like before. This one is different. Wrong. You were testing me, she says. The word testing hangs in the air. Ugly. Accurate. I guess I was, I say. She nods slowly. And what's the result? I look at her. Really look. At the person I thought I knew. At the person who became someone else. At the person who's still, what? Something in between. I don't know, I say. And that's the most honest thing I've said. Because the result isn't clear. She didn't fully leave. But she did. I didn't stop her. But I also did something worse. I what? And in what? What? I changed. We sit there. Across from each other. Two people who thought they understood something about love. About loyalty. About identity. And now neither of us is sure what we're looking at. Or who we're looking at. Her breathing finally steadies. But it doesn't match mine. It never will again. I think. Oh, she starts. Then stop. There's nothing to finish. Because there's no clean ending. No resolution. Just this quiet, suffocating awareness that somewhere along the way. What? We didn't just lose each other. We lost the version of ourselves that existed together. And what's left isn't broken. It's worse. It's incomplete. Later that night we lie in bed again. Not touching. Facing opposite directions. Her breathing is steady. Mine is not. I stare into the dark. And for the first time I'm not watching her. I'm watching myself. Trying to figure out at what point observation became detachment. What? And detachment became something I can't undo. Her phone lights up. She doesn't reach for it. Neither do I. And in that small, suspended moment nothing moved. Nothing resolved. Something quietly, irreversibly has already ended.